side, ref!
Welcome back to In From The Side. Another week, another show. I'm back with my co-host and partner in crime, Matthew Rhodes.
G'day,
How's it,
mate.
Matt?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, lucky, man. Good to see you. We're doing another show this week.
Yeah, these are really fun, and we've been enjoying putting the content out there. We're getting bashed left and right sometimes, but the actual research and putting the teams together and everything has been super fun.
It's been fun. It's always fun picking fantasy sides, like fireside chats. I used to do this when I was a kid with my dad and my brother. You always pick your fantasy Springbok side, and who would they pick? Who would we pick? So it's a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun. Thank you to everybody who's actively participating in these debates, giving us some stick and giving us some shit on social media. I know people won't agree, but I always just say it's our opinion, and you're welcome to disagree with us. But
I think, disagree, have your opinion, but share your opinion as well. You know, there's been a couple of times where people, we got a lot of stick for not picking a tight head in our replacements when we went with the England team. Both of our fantasy teams didn't have an out-and-out tight head in the subbies bench, and everyone called it out, but no one was willing to kind of give a suggestion of who they'd have in their team instead. So that's what I'd say, qualify us, hold us to account, but at the same time, give us your opinion, let us know what you think.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to continue with this series. Today we are picking the greatest French rugby team of the professional era. So again, we have to stress that we are keeping this to the pro era only, so pretty much the last 30 years from 1995. Reason for that is that we don't think it's fair to compare amateurs to professionals. It's a different level of athlete. You know, these guys do it 7 days a week. In the amateur days, you hardly practice twice a week before an international game. So although there were great players in the amateur era, maybe that's another series we can do, Matt. But we're sticking to the pros just to sort of even the playing field.
And I think some of those amateur French footballers would be having a smoke at halftime and
probably. Absolutely. So having a glass of wine.
A different type of athlete back in the day.
Yeah, there's some great players in the amateur days. I know Donny Craven selected his greatest players of all time, and Benoit Dugas, who played lock for France. He was one of his top 5 players of all time. So, I mean, through the years, France has produced fantastic players. So we are going to get into it, Matt. As always, let's kick off with the back three.
Sure.
Who did you pick in the back three?
So it was very difficult for me. I went with Thomas Ramos, Damien Penaud, and Vincent Clerc.
Okay.
So Thomas Ramos, 41 appearances, 397 points, 7th all-time point scorer for France, despite only making his debut in 2019. He's a classy player. He can play 10 as well, as we've seen recently. He's just so reliable. He makes good decisions, great in attack. He's just an all-round player. So for me, I went with him over Thomas Castagnette. He was the one that I was grappling with. 54 appearances, 252 points, widely regarded as an outstanding fullback.
Great fly-off as well.
Yeah.
Played fly-off a lot.
Yeah, and again, the same with Ramos, can play fly-off, fits in there nicely. But for me, I just like the way he plays. So he made my team. And then on the wings, Damien Penaud, which we talked about recently in a different show, 54 appearances, 185 points, 37 tries. He's just a dynamic finisher. Came back recently, scored against England in the Six Nations. Strong in the tackle, just a force going forward. Really good player. So he had to make my team for me. And then Vincent Clerc, 67 appearances and 170 points. Again, 34 tries. Dynamic finisher. So up there with the amount of tries, both of them, 37 tries and 34 tries each. I think if I've got those boys on my wing, I'm a happy man.
Let's score some tries.
Yeah.
So this irritates me because I thought we would debate things and select different teams and, have a little bit of a debate. But I picked exactly the same back three.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
For the same reasons?
Similar reasons, yeah. And can I just stress that me and Matt, we don't talk about these things. We have a whole week to prepare, and then we get together and we do this blind. So I did pick the same back three. I went Thomas Ramos at fullback for all the reasons you mentioned. He gives you a kicking option. He's so deadly with the boot off the tee. A little bit of versatility. I think he can play fly. It's not his best position. He is an out-and-out fullback. It was very difficult for me not to pick Jean-Luc Saroni. He's one of those players that sort of straddles the amateur and pro era. He's a legend in French rugby. Maxime Medard was the other one that I thought is in with a shout. But Ramos, given his short career, relatively short career, I think he's already established himself. If Blanco played in the pro era, obviously that's a no-brainer. But looking at the pro era only, I think Ramos is the standout player there. And the same reasons on the wing. You need finishers. And French rugby is known for their French flair, counter-attacking ability, a lot of that stuff that they historically been known for that Fabien Galtier has brought back into the team. Penaud already, I need to correct myself. In one of our previous shows, I said he broke Serge Blanco's record. I think he's one away. He still needs to score one try to equal Blanco. So Blanco scored 38.
Just a shout out to Serge. Didn't he score 38 tries?
He scored 38.
Yeah.
And Penaud's on 37. So
exactly.
he's one away.
Yeah.
So I do need to correct myself. I like getting my stats right. But Penaud, not just for his finishing skills, like his game-breaking ability, his creativity, how he often puts other people on into space. He plays off the other wing a lot. You see him on both sides of the field. Fantastic player. He is going to go down as the greatest French winger of all time. He's not close to being done, but he's been around for about 8 seasons now, so he's very experienced. His dad was a French player as well. Alain Padot scored a great try against South Africa in '92. So he's got the pedigree. And then similarly, Vincent Clack, just a fantastic finisher.
Yeah.
I remember those 2 tries he scored against Ireland in the 2007 World Cup pool game. That put France through into the playoffs. Just a great finisher.
Yeah.
It was very difficult to pick wings because they've produced some fantastic players.
Unbelievable.
Aurélien Rougerie, big, strong guy on the right wing. Cedric Heymans was really, really good in his time. Christophe Dominici, we spoke about before the show. Fantastic player. Emile Ntamak as well. Fantastic player. Could play fullback and wing. But I think Penaud and Clerc, I can't argue with you. I think they were the 2 best in the pro era.
Christophe Dominici, 65 appearances, 125 points, 25 tries for France as well.
Broke some All Black hearts.
Yeah, man, just like amazing. Like that try that he scored was.
Yeah, he scored a lot of great tries.
Yeah, but that one in particular.
Yeah,
was outstanding. Maybe you show that in our show. But Thomas Castagnerd, 54 appearances, 252 points as well at fullback. Like I grappled with him, but you're right. When it came to wings, Philippe Saint-André, 69 appearances, 152 points.
Yeah, Saint-André, Philippe Bernacel as well. He's in with a shout.
Yeah,
great plenty of wings to pick from.
Yeah, tough, man. But we went with the same 3.
We went with the same back 3. This tends to happen every single week. We speak about it. Okay, midfield.
So yeah, tough for me because you just mentioned him. He played wing as well, but I went with Ntamak at 13.
Interesting.
And then because I think he just needed to be in the team, and Yannick Jorzion as his partner. So Ntamak, 46 appearances, 135 points. Yannick Jorzion, 73 appearances, 103 points. For me, when I was growing up, Ntamak just embodied French rugby. Like in the back line, he was so creative, and I couldn't leave him out. So that's why I went there with him.
Interesting in the midfield. Out of those, how many tests? 46 tests he played. How many did he play in the midfield, Matt?
I'm not sure.
I'm putting you on the spot now. I know he did play in the midfield.
He did play in the midfield a couple of times, but again...
Towards the end of his career, I think when he lost a bit of pace, they did move him to the midfield. That's a very interesting one. I am
couldn't leave him out.
100% convinced that you'll get some feedback in the comment section.
Bring it.
But yeah, fantastic player. I've got very vivid memories of Ntamak playing against the All Blacks in '94 when France beat them in New Zealand. Like he was one of the standout players. So made a very big impression on a young fan early on.
Again, this is a fantasy team, right? So this is my fantasy team.
As long as you pick a tight head on the bench, Matt, you can pick whoever you want to the back line.
I stressed to pick a tight head on the bench.
Just pick a tight head on the bench and you'll be fine.
Excuse me.
Similar midfield, I went Yannick Jorzion at 12. I think he's picks himself.
Yeah.
For many, many years, he was the standout inside centre. And at outside, I went with Gaël Ficou. He played close to 100 tests, almost got to 100. He's been a stalemate in the French team for a better part of a decade. Mr. Consistency himself, strong defender, could break the line. He was everything you needed in an outside centre. I did grapple with centre because there were some great players from the years gone by. Christophe Lamazon, I remember very, very vividly. Fantastic player, could play fly off and centre. Damian Try, Wesley Fofana, Matthew Bastero. All
Beast.
great players.
Yeah.
But I went maybe with the more obvious pick of Fiku and Josion.
So Fiku's on my bench.
Okay.
So maybe I would have gone. I actually had Fiku first, and then I was doing my research and watched.
Ntamak makes my bench. So there you go.
This is the thing, right? I was watching and I had Fiku there alongside Yannick Josion first, and then I just remember growing up and watching French rugby in those days, and how I used to just salivate whenever Intermac had the ball.
Yeah, it was good.
And,
it was good, man.
And for that reason, it was like an impulsive thing. As I say, Fiku was in there, and I just thought, nah, he's my guy. Like, it's the feeling.
It's fine.
And he went. But to have Fiku come on later in the game, again, you'll see, he's my number 23.
Fantastic. Strong midfield. I dig it.
Yeah. Get to the halfback combo. Who'd you go with?
Halfback combo fly-off was a little bit tricky. Whenever we looked at Australia, South Africa, New Zealand, when we did these selections, England, same, we picked Johnny. You had a fly-off that dominated that position for a decade, right?
Yeah.
Then it makes it obvious to pick fly-off. It wasn't that obvious for me with the French, because you had Francois Trindouc, Thomas Castagnier, who played a lot at fly-off. They had some fantastic players. Jalibert in the current team, Ntamak in the current team, they're all great, but I actually went with Freddie Michalak.
Okay.
I liked him, attacking player, a lot of flair. If we're picking outside backs that need to attack and score tries, I think he's the right guy to unlock that attacking potential. And then at halfback, no-brainer, Antoine Dupont.
See, we agree on number 10, so I went with Freddie Michalak as well, fly half. 77 appearances, 436 points. Again, he was, for me, the standout. And also, as a Sharks boykie, the time that he spent at the Sharks, I just loved him there.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah.
That 2003 World Cup as well, he had this rivalry with Wilkinson, and people were saying he's just as good.
He was outstanding.
Great player.
Loved him at an international level. Loved him when he played provincial, when he came across to South Africa.
I met him once in a pub in Port Elizabeth in 2005. He was so chill. He was just the chillest, nicest guy.
Were you comparing hairstyles?
We were not comparing hairstyles. I actually still had hair back in those days. But me and a mate, we did make it into the FHM. Reader of the Month with me and all the Springboks and all the French players.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
great
amazing.
Memory. He was part of it, but that's not why I selected him. He was a great player.
Yeah, fair enough. And I agree with you. That's why he's in my team as well. I'm going to get stick for this.
You're going to get so much stick. I thought Michalak was going to be the controversial one.
Nah, so I went with Dimitri Yashvili Makarian for my number 9. 60 appearances.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Dude.
I went with him because, look, Fabien Galtier at scrum half, also a really good
fantastic.
shout. Anton Dupont, which you've gone with, 57 appearances, 65 points. It's not huge. And again, there's a lot of hype of him being the best in the world. And he's on my bench.
Well, to be honest, he's a scrum half.
I've not let him out of the team, but I just think in terms of points return, I just think Dimitri was outstanding.
Is it expected of a scrum half to be scoring tries, and that's not what makes them great players? Outside back score tries.
I don't think you can take anything away from Dimitri. I think he was an amazing player in his own right.
Yeah, he could kick for poles, and he was a good player.
Yeah,
he was
great
really good.
player. 373 points. And this is the other thing about France. There's no one out there with like 1,000 points. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You look at Johnny, you look at Andre Pollard. They're topping thousands, in their points tally. And France, it was hard to see who had that consistency.
No one's ever dominated.
Yeah. And anyway, for some reason, and this is not me just being an asshole, right? I looked at it and I thought to myself, well, Dimitri deserves a shout and he'll go on. And then I thought, if I'm going to bring someone on, I'll bring Antoine Dupont on in my bench, because I think with tired legs, he might be able to run around people better. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bring it.
I'm not going to claim that I'm right. Right? That's not what we're doing. We are allowed to. I'm just preempting, Matt, what's going to happen here.
I don't care. Bring it.
But let's see what people think. I went Michalak and Dupont. I did not think we would disagree at scrum off. I thought we would disagree at fly off. Interesting.
Yeah, well, I threw a spanner in the works there, but
taking nothing away from Jachwili, he was great.
mate,
and
was amazing.
you had Ellis Sald, you had Morgan Parra, Fabian Galtier. Again, a lot of great players at halfback.
Yeah.
Difficult not
Morgan
to pick.
Parra was also great.
He was good. He just didn't
great
play
player.
that many tests, so I think that sort of disqualified him for me. For me, it was between Dupont and Galtier. Galtier was World Player of the Year in 2002, and then 19 years later, Dupont was World Player of the Year. So
Galtier makes my team as well, so I didn't leave him out.
you picked 2 scrum offs on the bench.
We'll see.
Oh, Matt. Okay. No, you're making it fun, mate. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. You're making it a hell of a lot of fun. Okay, that's the back line done and dusted. Loose trio was super difficult.
Yeah.
So many great players over the years that played for France.
I was swapping in, out, like, and I went with my head and not my heart, because the one person who missed out, we'll talk a bit about, I'm sure. But who'd you go with?
I went, number 8, I went Emmanuel Harry Nordicki.
Yeah.
I liked him. Olivon's great. Aldred's great. Fantastic players at number 8. But Harry Nordicki was, when he played, he was so dynamic as a ball carrier.
Yeah.
Like, he was just an athlete. He could probably play in the back line if he wanted to.
He won the Six Nations 5 times.
He was, I loved him. He was a fantastic player. Strong ball carrier, solid in defense, tall, rangy, big guy. Loved him. I thought he was brilliant. And then on the flanks, the one is obvious, I think, is Thierry Dusautois.
Yep.
World Player of the Year 2011, French captain. He made, I can't get the number correct.
Unbelievable.
I think he made something like 30 tackles in that World Cup final in 2011. Yeah. He was unreal. And then on the other flank, I went with my heart, because he probably wasn't the best French flanker, but I absolutely loved Olivier Magnier.
Okay.
So I went with Magnier at 7. I'm sure people will disagree, and they'll say, what about Serge Betsen? What about Benazzi? These guys were all great. But I loved Magnier because he played like a back. He was often in the back line, great runner with the ball, great fetcher off the deck, hard as nails, played for France for better part of a decade as well. And I like that combo. Harry Nordicki, Magnier, and Dusautois. That's my back 3. Who did you pick?
And clearly we both like them for the same reasons, because they went with the same 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to debate this. You're supposed to pick different players.
So for me, again, Serge Benson. I had him in my team. I just love the way that he played.
He was
Thierry
great.
Dusautois, I thought, wrote his name in it. He's also my captain as well.
Yeah, he's mine as well.
Nicknamed the Dark Destroyer, because he would just... but also very, very outstanding as a captain, and just tactical as well. Again, Serge Benson, 63 appearances,
So good.
45 points. He was nicknamed the Grim Reaper. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so regarded as one of the fierce tacklers in the game. Yannick Nyanga as well.
Younger, I had on my list.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was on my short list. Serge Betsen, Abdelatif, Benazzi.
Yeah, Benazzi as well. He was fantastic. I loved him
awesome.
in those same days. Julien Bonner, Sebastian Chabal as well, playing Gregory Aldred.
Aldred and Olivon, they're all there.
Olivon,
Yeah.
Louis Picamol as well.
Picamol I had on my list.
Yeah.
He's there.
Amazing. But those 3 were, for me, standout.
Interesting.
So, Harry Nordicki was just unbelievable.
I loved him, man.
Olivier Mann, read as the best number 7 in the world, I think, before Richie McCaw came along.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that late 90s into the early 2000s, he was highly, highly, highly rated internationally. He would make any dream World 15 during that period.
And so
he was brilliant.
It was a bit like my shout for England's back 3. That 2003 sort of era for England with Delalio, Richard Hill, and then Nick Back.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like this to me with
Harry Nordicki, and
Magnier, and Dusautois.
And yeah.
To leave out Benson was hard for me.
Yeah.
Because I love the way he played. He just played with such ferocious energy. But yeah, some big names to leave off, which we said. And then locks. I went with Fabien Pelou and Lionel Nale.
Yeah, okay. I struggled a little bit with lock. I also went Fabien Pelouse.
So he for me, he wrote his name into it.
Yeah, most capped French player of all time.
118 caps, 40 points, World Rugby Hall of Famer. I mean, how do you leave someone like that out?
No, again, dominated that position and it's odd in French rugby. You don't get players dominating for that long. He was one of them, who for more than a decade, he was the first name you would write down. He's on the same level as a Victor or a Bucky's or a Sam Whitelock. He had the same impact on that French team.
Yeah.
Lionel Nale is an interesting one. I had him on my shortlist. I also had Olivier Roumar on my shortlist. I actually picked Sébastien Chabal at lock.
At lock.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I couldn't find space for him in the flank. And you know what? I actually looked back at Chabal and I thought, was he really as tough as everyone thought he was? Because there were a couple of times where I thought, maybe a little bit overrated. But then I watched highlights of him again. He
So
was
good,
good.
eh?
Like when he was on form between 2005 and 2010, 2011, he had some storming runs. He was the only guy that I ever saw smash Jerry Collins. Like he smashed him. And I've never seen that before. I'm like, who does this to Jerry Collins? So he was tough. And I like him in that side.
Well, am I right in saying he also came through at quite a later stage?
Yeah.
He wasn't like a breakthrough young talent. He kind of had a late showing.
He made his debut relatively young, but then he sort of went off the boil and they never picked him. And then he grew the beard and the long hair and he looked intimidating and he came back into the side, but he actually played a decent game.
Yeah.
So, but Nale as well.
74 caps, 45 points.
Yeah.
I think he actually spent quite a bit of time alongside Fabien Pelouse.
They played for many
years together. So as a locking combination, when I was looking at it, because you're right, that there's Olivier Merle, 45 caps. He played until 97, so he qualified.
He does qualify.
Romain Tofu, I can never say his name. The current Taufifenua.
Yeah.
Yep. 53 appearances, 15 points. Olivier Bruzer. Paul Willemse as well.
Yeah.
Again, not many appearances, but also a hard player.
Good player. He's
Yeah.
currently injured. I don't know if he's going to make it back.
Thibaut Flamet.
Yeah,
as well.
Flamet was good.
So there was
I had
some-
Pascal Pape on as well on,
But again,
on my
no
list.
one really. And
Not
then,
a standout, really.
So then, Fabien Pelouse, Lionel Lele,
You went with a combo.
the combo. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, interestingly enough, not a lot of like great standout locks. A lot of guys that played 50, 60 tests, 40 to 60 tests, but yeah, okay.
Olivier Miro, by the way, up until I know he qualified 97. He's a rough player. He was your enforcer in those early days before, when it was still amateur and then turned pro. He just loved a scrap.
France was a tough team because they had Roumar, they had Mull, they had Benazzi, all in that pack. Laurent Caban, tough players, man. They were tough in the 90s. Okay, that's the locking partnership. What does your front row look like? Who did you pick?
I went with the bus. So Nicolas Ma, 85 appearances, 5 points. Raphael Ibanez at hooker, and Sylvain Mokone.
Marconet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got two out of three the same. So I also went Marconet at tight head, Raphael Ibanez at hooker, and then I went Christian Califano at Lucet.
Yeah,
I like Califano. Like we just spoke about that late 90s French side. He was one of the enforcers, strong scrummager, never gave an inch. I think on tight head Marconet is the obvious choice. Hooker, I actually struggled. And sorry, I'm stealing your thunder here, Matt, but Ibanez I did pick, but that Dmitry Swazevsky, Peter Movaka and the current team is so good. We speak about him often.
We do.
Guilherme Girardo also almost played 100 tests. There's so many good players. But Ibanez, I think, French captain for many, many years.
Yeah.
Awesome player.
Hard to leave out, and also like a stalwart. I think Movaka would be, if 20 years from now,
He'll make this list.
Let's see where his career takes him, and hopefully he doesn't get injured and cuts his career short. But like he's playing outstanding. I reckon he's one of the best, if not playing the best hooker out there right now.
I agree.
And so long may that continue for him. But I don't think he makes a fantasy all-time best today.
Not today, but again, if we do this in 10 years' time, he might be on the list. Nicolas Mas, you picked at Lucet?
Yeah, they call him the bus because he's just a tank, just solid scrummager. And that's what you want from your scrum. 85 appearances, 5 points, I think. So he scores Scored 1 try in his career, but like he's there to scrum.
Yeah, he's there to scrum, mate. I don't care how many points forwards. They're not on the field to score tries. That I can promise you. But again, so many great players. I remember Jean-Jacques Krenke. His combo with Califano in the 90s and Ebenezer hooker was so good. Peter de Villiers, ex-South African.
Frank Tournier.
Frank Tournier I had on my list. Cyril Bai, Uni Antonio, Slava Romani. There was so many good props.
Yeah.
France always had a good front row.
Yeah,
They always had a good front row.
Yeah. So
Yeah, lekker.
decent.
Okay, now the tricky one, as always, the bench. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. I mean, I've told you about who most of mine are on the bench anyway. But Uni Antonio, I picked him. Good Kiwi boy. Ended up getting lost in the wilderness. Got picked up at, I think, a tens tournament. Ends up going to France, and look at the career he's had. 65 appearances, 10 points. Just a man mountain of a human. And from what I understand, he's into drama. He and his brother were like at school doing like Shakespearean dramas.
Yeah.
After rugby, he went and did that for a bit to try and make some money. So imagine him on stage doing Othello. It's just be like amazing. Anyway, that's by the by. I just think he's out and out scrummager. He's
Good prop.
I went Dmitry Zarzuski for my hooker.
Oh, he was good.
83
Looked
appearances.
like Prince Charming.
83 appearances, 35, and I've got here great hair.
Great hair, dude. Like
Great hair.
Yeah.
And then Cyril Bai. Modern scrummaging powerhouse, just also tank. 54 appearances, 25 points is really, really good. In the middle, send on Charles Olivon. I thought, let me, because again, he can play flanker, he can play lock. He plays with a lot of passion and heart. 46 appearances, 80 points. And then for me, I had Sebastian Chabal
on the bench.
Okay. So 62 appearances, 30 points. Played 8, played lock, played flanker. You picked him at lock.
I did.
But again, he's got that versatility. And I think running on with 20 or 30 minutes to go, that kind of ferocious, he would just hair all over the place, just run at you. I think he could punch holes into you. Then I had Anton Dupont on my...
Okay.
So he's on my team. Give me a break. So he comes on. Mate, what can we say
But
about
now
him?
you don't have Fabian Galtier in your team, so you might get stick for that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't win, Matt. You can't
can't.
win with the internet.
And then Damien Trey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try was good.
85 appearances, 128 points. He played centre, but he also played fullback and he played fly half. So I like that versatility. You can see that's the kind of feel that I've gone for in my squad. And then my final pick was obviously Gail Fiku, which I said before. He reminds me of a Sonny Bill Williams. Tall, athletic, technical.
Great offload in the
Great handoff as well. He's got a good fend, great feel for the game. Has brings people in, good good offload. So I think he's got everything. So yeah, I was struggling back and forth. I could have gone with Philippe Saint-André for my last pick because again, 69 appearances, 152 points was good. But I went with Fiku because Saint-André only played until 97.
Yeah.
And but as a winger, scored 32 tries.
He was great.
He was great.
Not a great coach, but a great player. And I think a lot of people will probably say he deserves to be in either
In the
of us
squad.
in the squad at least.
Someone always needs to miss out, guys. And so
That's
the way it is.
the way the cookie crumbles,
So,
unfortunately.
Antonio Sarzuski by Olivon, Chabal, Dupont, Try, and Fiku.
Dude, that is not a bad bench. And as you were talking, I actually scratched out one of my names and I put in another name because you're right. I went Cyril Bai as my loose head replacement. Scored 2 great tries against the Box in the World Cup quarterfinal. Didn't help them win, sorry. But again, he played really well. Him and Movaka were really good in that game. I had Jean-Jacques Krenke. He's just a favorite of mine. I'm sure a lot of people will say a Tournier or somebody else was better tighted, Antonio. I like Krenke just because of that combo with Califano. They didn't really move back in the scrum. I really liked him. I went Pito Movaka on the bench. I had to make space for him. It's a difficult one because, like I said, Girardo and Swazewski, Both fantastic players, but I do rate Movaka.
Mate,
And I
you've been
think
talking about him
I
this
think
year.
if we watch this video again in 10 years, I'll still be happy that he's in the squad.
Fair play to you.
Because he's that good.
You've been talking about him a lot this year, though.
Yeah, but it's just his dynamic.
You've enjoyed the way that
he,
he's played.
He doesn't play a bad game.
Yeah,
I haven't seen him play a bad game. He's always dynamic. I went Charles Olivon, loose forward cover. Fantastic player in the current French squad, legend of the game. Then I went Abdelatif Benazi
Good shout.
to cover lock and loose
Eighth man.
and loose forward. So he can
can
play
do both.
flank, number 8, and lock. He was very versatile.
Yeah.
I like having one of those types of players on the bench because you never know what's going to happen with injuries. And I went with a 5-3 bench. So I like Benazzi. He will still tell you that he scored in that semi-final in 1995. We have footage proving that he didn't. So you can clearly see he was short, but awesome player. I loved him. I went Fabien Galtier as my backup scrummy.
Sure.
Backup one World Player of the Year with another one. So Galtier was really good. I had Christophe Lamazon on my bench, but as you were speaking about try, I remember you're like, he's right. He did play fly off, and he can play fly off. Now I'm not saying he's the second best fly off that France has ever had, but he gives you versatility because he has a centre that has played fly off. He played fly off against South Africa in 2005, and he can play fullback. So I actually like try in there. So I've taken Lamazon out. I've scratched out his name. And then my last player on the bench is Emil Ntamak.
Yep.
Had to make space for him. All of the reasons you said. Again, versatile.
Yeah.
I still think wing was his best position, but he scored some pearlers. He scored a great try against Scotland to beat them in the pool in 1995. And that ultimately secured France's top spot and helped them avoid the All Blacks. So... fantastic player. Loved him. Again, his son's playing really well currently. So, there's obviously skill in that family. But yeah, Bai, Krenka, Movaka, Olivon, Benazzi, Galtier, Try, and Ntamak. That's my bench.
It's a good bench. Two good teams.
Dude, not too dissimilar.
Two good teams. A lot of similarities, but also some unique perspectives. These are our views. It'd be great to hear yours. Put them in the comments. Lovely to hear who you guys think we should have put in and who you would have put in instead.
Yeah.
These teams need leadership. They need strategic direction. Who's your coach and assistant?
Well, I mean, strategic direction, sure, but you also want someone to get the best out of them because France is known for their attacking play.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is allowed. We've never come across this in one of our fantasy teams, but I've got a player in the squad coaching that team.
Go on.
So Fabien Galtier is my head coach. He also made my bench. I don't know how it is, going to be him coaching himself. I think Galtier is the best coach they've had, purely because France used to be so erratic. And he's brought a consistency. Sure, they haven't won big games. They lost World Cup quarterfinal. They lost against England on the weekend. But he's made them a lot stronger from where they were before, with guys like Saint Andre coaching the team. So I went Fabien Galtier as head coach and then Bernard Laporte as my assistant coach, which he will probably not like because he was head coach of France for a long time, coached in Toulon. He was also president of French Rugby, so he had various roles within French Rugby, but he coached them in the late 90s when they were quite a decent team.
Yeah.
Galtier and Laporte.
So I went Laporte and then Galtier.
Oh, okay.
So Bernard Laporte, two Six Nations Grand Slams, so 02 and 04.
Yeah.
Two Six Nations wins in 06 and 07. He led France to 2 World Cup semi-finals in 03 and 07. He was a master tactician and motivator. I think you talk about consistency. If you look at that particular period, and again, you look at the teams that they were playing over that period, in particular England, right? Just outstanding. I think it was 2003 or 2002, 2004, one of the Grand Slams where England had to beat them by 18 points in the final. And I mean, you look at the team they're up against. Again, that's that 2003 World Cup winning team. And yet they were formidable. And so for me, great man manager. And I thought assistant had to be Fabien Galtier because of what you said. He's transformed the modern French rugby side. He's a master tactician. They're a world-beating team now. And he's also a player developer. So I think the two of them would combine well. But I'd have Laporte as my main coach.
Fantastic. Can't fault that. Great team, mate. This was a lot of fun. I thought we would debate a lot more, but we as always, we tend to agree. So we'd love to hear from you guys out there in internet land, in YouTube land. Give us your comments in the comments section. Who do you think should have made this fantasy French side? Remember, we limited the selection to the pro era only, so the last 30 years. I don't want to hear Philippe Sella and Serge Blanco. These guys obviously would have made the greatest of all time, but you know they didn't qualify for our selection criteria. So we're going to do this again next week, Matt.
Yeah.
We had some requests from some of our loyal watchers.
You asked for it. We deliver.
Asked for it. We will deliver. Next week we are doing Wales. I think a lot of discussion currently around Wales. They've got an interim coach. Gatlin's gone, so I think maybe we can play a small little role just to sort of reinvigorate some passion into Welsh rugby
interest.
And talk about some great players from the last 30 years. It's going to be fun.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun because they've had some real success under Gatlin. A couple of Grand Slams, a lot of British Lions that they've delivered.
And that should not be forgotten as well. I know that he's left this week. I saw a fantastic tribute online from, I think, his daughter, who spoke, obviously really highly of him. But Wales have had some of their best moments as a nation, supporting their rugby team under his guidance and leadership. And it's sad to see him go. We didn't advocate for it, but I think we could see the writing on the wall. And
Absolutely.
So we called it last week in our show. I think his head was for the chop, and actually he had a really tough job coming back. He tried to steady the ship and deliver value again, and it's just not worked out. So all the best to him and what he does next, but interesting to see what the Wales team are going to do going forward.
Yeah.
And who we're going to pick as a team next week.
It's going to be interesting if any of the current squad makes your team, Matt, but we will get to that next week. So tune in again next week, Tuesday. We will have our Fantasy Wales team of the last 30 years up on the YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a like and a subscribe. Click the little notification button at the bottom of the video so that you get updates on all of the new content that we post every single week. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We post videos every single day. Thanks for being part of this community. We're having a lot of fun, and we will see you again next week.
Cheers.
Cheers.